Shalom, Ahab, Wa, Baraka. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rapakadash. And double honor to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years, not wavering to the left or to the right. And in this day and age, it's so important that you have righteous teachers. So also to the sincere Akyawa Akwath, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. Boom. Let's get right into it. First things first, we have to get the disclaimer. I can't show you any videos without the fair use disclaimer because they already don't like me, and that's okay with me. So, fair use disclaimer, just read it, enjoy it, because this video is a fair use video at this point. I have proven it by bringing up the fair use disclaimer, so I shall stand up in court of law. Now, this title says, martial law for blacks only. Now, I've been telling you guys about this. Martial law for blacks only. Let's get it.
Our communities for law-abiding American citizens. We need, look, the crime is most rampant right here in
Trump
African-American communities.
militarizes and unleashes cops in black communities.
To protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So,
on behalf of the black community, I would like to say, no, the fuck we don't.
And so there you have it. Let's get up. I wanted to show you guys that, and there's another one I want to show you too. That's really important. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just go ahead and let's get it. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to get right to the part that I want to show you because it keeps saying Trump declaring martial law, and I got to clarify something with you. He's not declaring martial law. Let me get it up real quick. All right, I found it. Watch this. Listen to it very carefully. It's not martial law. What he's going to put on us is the Insurrection Act of 1807, which gives, watch this, you'll see, just listen.
According to the Insurrection Act of 1807, the President of the United States may permit the deployment of the military and the U.S. National Guard to ensure that the law is enforced in certain conditions and situations. It authorizes the military to completely suppress any rebellion, uprising, or any act of violence or resistance, including that by citizens. The Insurrection Act has the powers to override the Posse Comitatus Act, which is normally in place at all times and prohibits the U.S. military from participating or interfering in any civil law enforcement. It also gives the U.S. President, the Commander and Chief of the U.S. Armed Forces, complete powers to decide if, when, and where to deploy U.S. troops.
Now, this is the important thing. It doesn't prohibit the military from interfering in civil law enforcement. It gives the president full power over the military to decide if, when, and where he deploys troops, including against citizens that rebel, uprise, or how do they say it? Uprise, rebel, or resist. Okay, so he can do this to anyone he wants. That's why it's the Insurrection Act instead of martial law. And watch, we're going to find out what the difference is right now between martial law and Insurrection Act of 1807.
Within the United States of America. The Insurrection Act is different from a martial law. While a martial law gives complete control of administration and running of the state's affairs to the Chief of Defense Staff or the Army Chief, the Insurrection Act keeps the powers of the state and administration with the US President, who selectively uses military powers to enforce law and order.
So, do you see what the difference now between martial law and Insurrection Act is? It gives control. So, in martial law, and you're looking at it right here, the difference between them. Martial law gives complete control of administration to the Army Chief, really the head of the military, the 5-star general. Insurrection Act keeps the power of the state and administration with the president. So the president has full power over the military to do anything that he wants. In fact, let's go with that. Let's start right there. Because this is the wickedness of these people that we're up against. First of all, let's get that. Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he? If it's not this guy, you guys tell me. Who's running this joint? Who has full power over everything? Who's given himself power over all powers? You see how this is working out? So, in fact, oh man, you know what? Let's go to the book of Psalms. We're going to read, today's class is going to be Psalms chapter 10, 1 through 18. And it says, and it reads, why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble? So why are you hiding yourself from us in this time of great tribulation for our people? And it's really simple, because we departed from Yahweh. And that goes into Jeremiah 17:3. We'll just use that one for the sake of argument. I can't think of the one I want, but 17:3 gets to the point. O Yahweh, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. And they that departed from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken Yahweh, the foundation of living water. So why is he hiding in the times of trouble? Because we forsook him. It's that simple. It's really simple stuff. Let's keep reading. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined. And I want to bring out a video right now, but I'm going to wait. Because we can bring it out. No, let's just bring it out right now. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined. Now, remember, during the Biden administration, everybody had to take the V Nation. Remember that? Everybody needed to take a V Nation. And you all know what I'm talking about. But they were going door to door in the so-called black and Hispanic and Indian neighborhoods, trying to get people to take them, and we wouldn't. In fact, they went on the news and said all blacks, Hispanics, and Indians have to go first. So they were betting on us getting sick from this. But what happened? Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Let's get an example. Let's fulfill that prophecy.
I don't mean to brag, I don't care, but I want you to know, double-vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingles shot too. And I still get my period. What? Yes! Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
She did. She dropped right there on the spot after making great jokes about how the Most High's son, Yahushua, loves her more because she went against Levitical law and got the serpent. She got bit by the serpent and she doesn't even know it. So let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined. She's an Edomite. They were trying to get us with that, but the Edomite got it. And now they're mad about that too. They want us to be that one that gets stuck and that's getting in this persecution. They want us to be the one that's actually having these things happen to us. Like they haven't persecuted us long enough. And you know what? They really don't think that they have until they've killed us all. They're going to keep going. That's what I truly believe. That they're not going to stop until they've persecuted us off the face of the earth, honestly. So if the Most High doesn't cut the time short, they'll surely kill us all. Not only physically, but spiritually. We won't have any soul left in us. So let's just keep going. Here, I'll even put up, let's read verse 4. I'm sorry, verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth. Let's get that in the let's skip over that. I was going to get it in the Amplified Bible, but it honestly doesn't read right. Once again, another Bible that's good in some cases, but not in all cases, because it says, for the wicked man boasteth signs of praise of his own heart's desire, of the things that his mind wants, that he wants, vain imagination. And the one greedy for gain curses and spurns, yes, renounces and despises Yahweh. But Yahweh hates him. Yahweh hates you, Trump. Yahweh hates this cabinet that we're looking at. This is what Yahweh hates. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all of his thoughts. Yeah, because he thinks he is Yahweh. We're going to get that too right now. His ways are always grievous. Look at these judgments that he puts on us. Look at these judgments. He's going out of his way to persecute so-called black people all over again. 76% of crime done in America is done by so-called white people or Edomites. 23% of crime is done by all the other nations that are gathered in America combined. And that includes the blacks, Hispanics, the Asians, the Arabs, the Africans, anywhere you can think of. 76% of the crime is actually done by people that look like Trump. So when they show you on TV, they will only show you black crime though. So they're pushing a narrative. By design, they want you to think that we're the worst people. We need to police these people. We need martial law in their neighborhoods. We need to make sure that they're not doing anything wrong. They even asked us for it. These are all lies. These are all lies. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. We're the enemies. And what does he say about us as his enemies? Let me get it. It says, Exodus chapter 1. As his enemies, it says right here, going to verse 10, come, let us deal with them wisely, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, so let's get them out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters and afflict them with their burdens. Man, whatever website this is, they just got fucking shit popping up everywhere. So if there falleth out any war, they will join to our enemies. So and fight against us, so get them up out of the land. And what is Trump trying to do? He's trying to get us up out of the land. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with burdens. And they built the Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Going back to the point, and you know what? Let me read 12 too. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. They can't get rid of us. They're always trying to kill us. How do they say? What do they say? We don't die, we just multiply. The Most High is multiplying us hand over fist. Why? Because you keep trying to kill us off. We're his chosen elect people. Look at these. Look at these tariffs. See, these are all the different countries right here that Trump's going against. These are that big chart he had. That was him showing you all the countries that he's charging. He hath said in his heart, this is verse 6. Let's read Psalms 10 and 6 again. He said in his heart, I shall not be moved. I shall never be an adversary. Did you see that? He'll never be in adversity. I'm sorry, adversary. Salakia. I shall never be in adversity. But let's go to Obadiah real quick. Obadiah, KJV authorized. And we're going to read verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is no understanding in them. So you see all those tariffs? Those were all the people that were in confederacy with the America, with Trump. And the men that were at peace with thee, they have deceived thee. So they're lying to him at this point because his wickedness has spread abroad. He's adding oppression to the earth. And you know what? Let's get that. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 11, starting at verse 40. So, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past and had power over the world with great fearfulness and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit, with lies. So what did he do? He put tariffs on everybody, guys. He put all those tariffs out. That's the earth with much wicked oppression. He's hitting the earth with much wicked oppression. I'm going to put tariffs on everybody. And then we go secretly into countries and we start tearing shit down and killing people. It's not just one little thing. So long time he dwelt upon the earth with lies. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. So for the earth hast thou not judged with truth. He is not judged in truth and honesty. He's wicked as they get. I had a precept because I want to get this. The reason why the earth hasn't been judged in truth, and I told you, is because Job 9 and 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, covered the faces of the real judges. If not where, who is he? If it's not this fucking guy right here standing with that big chart of everybody that he's oppressing, who is it? I mean, he's giving you the chart even. So, and this is why, and I wanted to get this earlier. Let's go back to Psalms and read it again where I wanted to get it. So I wanted to get this earlier, so I'm going to bring it out right now. His ways are always grievous. This is Psalms 10 and 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are out of his sight. Okay, as for all of his enemies, he puffeth at them. And I showed you the enemies, but his judgments are above, and thy judgments are far above out of his sight. Because And verse 4, I'm sorry, verse 4 also. Let me slow down. Deep breath. Let me show you. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. That's what I wanted to show you, because that brings us to why. Why does he think that he can get away with his judgments? And he says it, my judgments are far out of thy sight. He's not looking towards the Most High. Do you know why he's not looking towards the Most High for any help or anything at all, or in that direction at any time? Because he thinks he is the Most High. He thinks he is the Most High. And let me prove it. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Let's start at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The man of sin is being revealed. You see the big chart? He's got all the tariffs. He's charging everybody on earth. He's oppressing the earth. And that's just a tip of the iceberg. We're not even going to all the pollution and all the other things and the drilling and for the oil and all that and destroying all the natural lands. We're just going to stick to the tariffs this time. Okay? So, why though? Because I told you he thinks he's God. Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or sitteth, or that is worshipped, so that he, as Yahweh, sitteth in a temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. Woo! See, this guy literally thinks he is God. And let me just keep reading. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you of these things? So didn't Yahushua already tell us about this stuff was going to happen? Didn't he tell us that these things were going to happen? And okay, and ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. So we know now that Trump is that man of perdition by the way he's been revealed. He's fulfilling all the prophecies. He's put himself, you know what, he even takes pictures. There's a few pictures on the internet of him as Jesus, of him as the Pope. There's one of him as either Jesus or God. So he literally thinks that he's the God of earth right now. Let's keep reading. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who letteth will let, until he has been taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that is beautiful. One, maybe two more. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Taking you right back to what Trump's doing. So he is the one. He is the one that's coming with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness. And because you guys are wicked in the earth, all of you Israelites, he's actually letting you believe him at this time. And then that goes right into, and that's so crazy because it tells you, I'm pretty sure it's in Jeremiah chapter 30, KJV authorized. Man, I can't believe it didn't give me the KJV authorized. Let me just go to it. Let's do 31 instead. Because what does it tell you? Oh, wait, no. No, sorry. Let's get in 30. No, that's not it either. Where is it? Don't tell me it's in Isaiah. I always get these two mixed up and it makes me angry. There it is. Sorry about that. Because, now, let's go back to my point. I got you right there. Going back to my point, it was actually in 2 Thessalonians. That's the one I put down. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, KJV authorized. There it is. Man, I forgot what I was saying. And all deceive one, and I just listen to them perish because they deceive not to love the truth. And then, oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was like, I wanted to, so going back to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11, and for this cause Yahweh shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And I wanted to show you that that's crazy, because what is the lie that you're going to believe? Then you go over to Isaiah right now, 31, and it says, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. That's the lie you believe. You believe that Trump's going to save you. And stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. So, very simple stuff. So, he's letting you believe that Trump's going to help you because he doesn't want you. And I can prove that too real quick. And the disciple said, why do you speak to them in parables? And the disciple said to them, why do you speak in parables? And this is, oh man, I love this. I love this scripture. Matthew 10. And I think starting at Cool. Wait a second. I'm sorry, I said Matthew 10 and 13. I meant Matthew 13 and 10, I think. Sorry about that. Salakia. So, this is the disciple speaking. Like I said, he put great delusion that they believe a lie, right? So let's go to it. And the disciples came and said and I said, he wants you to believe a lie, and he let you go down to Egypt thinking that you're going to get help from Egypt because he does not want you. Let's prove it. And this is, like I said, Matthew 13 and 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parable? And he answered and said unto them, because it is not given to you but because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given. Now let's keep reading. For whoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, for him shall be taken away, even that he hath. So an example of what that's saying right there is like people like Jephthah from One Body, Alazar, the leader of Sakari, Nate from IUIC. They never actually had the spirit. So the little bit of spirit that they thought they did have, it was taken away. So because he didn't have it, so they took the little bit that he even thought he had away from him. There's no understanding in them. They don't realize what they're saying anymore. The Most High took that understanding away. Verse 3, therefore speak I to them in parable, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And that's beautiful. And so, let me keep reading. I want to show you. He doesn't want you, so I got to keep reading. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing they shall hear and shall not understand, seeing they shall see and not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time, here's how I'm telling you that he doesn't want you, lest at any time they should hear with their ears and should understand with their heart, which is your mind, and should be converted, and I should heal them. He doesn't want to heal you. He said, if I opened your ears to hear, if I allowed your ears to hear or open your eyes so you could see the truth, you would convert. But I don't want you to. But blessed are your eyes for they see and your ears for they hear. So no, he doesn't want these people that are following after Trump. Let's go back to it too, because it goes in pretty good, because anybody that's joined with Trump will be torn down with Trump. Anybody that's joined with the American government, including other nations, is going to be taken out. You're going to be taken out anyway, but you're going to get taken out no matter what. So let's go back to Psalms chapter 10, starting at verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So that goes into Titus 1 and 10. And just because it says, listen carefully, it says, there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers. Okay? Especially they of the circumcision. So it's not talking about just the circumcision. I'm talking about just our people. It's saying especially our people are bad. But right now, we're talking about this government system, which is, I consider, worse. Which is worse. Because their mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things that they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And if you didn't think that Trump was making money doing this, you know, he's made $1 billion a month for 3 months straight. So since he's been in office, inaugurated, he has made $3 billion. So let me read it again. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, which means who destroy whole houses, teaching things which they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. Telling the people, let's make America great again. Well, the first thing we got to do is go into these black neighborhoods and put curfews, because that's where the problem lies. So he puts an executive order for an emergency on the border. He does another executive order doing the whatever act of 1807, the Insurrection Act of 1807. So these things, he's setting it up to where he has full power over everything and no one can stop him. This is a dangerous thing. This is real dangerous what we're in right now. These are literally, we've got curfews coming to black neighborhoods. You know what that means? This was a time like never before. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. And let's get it in. We're gonna get it in Matthew 24 and 21, but then we're actually gonna pull it out. It says, this Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. So it's saying that this is about to be coming into the worst time. And I want to get that. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. For this is the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. There it is, Jeremiah 30 and 7. Man, I'm starting to get irritated now because the thing keeps buffering and buffering and buffering. So first, let's get it. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 30. And we're going to start verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. That's because by peace he shall destroy many. We already read that in Daniel 8 and 25. The fear, trembling, but not of peace. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. So they're saying, what are you giving birth? That's how much pain everybody's in. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces were turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He shall be saved out of it. This is the time of Jacob's trouble we're coming into. Why do you think it's so wicked? Let's make America great again. White people are allowed to be racist. Black people are allowed to go jump off a cliff and die. That's the new rules. That's the new white privilege. That's what Trump has produced, not being racist. You guys are like what is his name? Don Rick. This dude's the biggest coon ever. All he does is promote Trump, and Trump's going to put him in a prison. That's what you get. That's what you're going to get for your reward. So, alas, for the day is great. You know what? We want to see fucking Trump on the fucking screen, not this stupid fucking lady. Getting on my last fucking nerve now. All these wicked ass people, and then what do they want to do? They want to show you clips of stupidity. So look at Biden. He's probably already been gone. Let's see what this guy's doing. There we go. Live news. So, we know that this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Now, it's not about coming into the time of Jacob's trouble anymore, is it? Not at all. It has nothing to do with about coming into it. It's about when are they going to produce this narrative. You heard them, man. All the black people, they're begging. They're begging for martial law in their neighborhoods. We're begging to have the cops come and rape, rob, and murder us. And if anybody says or does anything, they'll be persecuted to the full extent of the law. That's the new law. That's the new law. That's Jacob's trouble we're coming into. So let's go back. Verse 7 again. And his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And I showed you in Titus that his mouth must be stopped. That he's actually doing this for money. This guy isn't the boss. This guy works for the shadow government just like everybody else did. And if you watch the presidents, each president tries to make the shadow government as much money as they can in the first couple months of the presidency to overshadow the president before them. So what do? They come up with pandemics and fake wars and all kinds of weird shit. And then they raise the price on us. Do you think that these tariffs affect any companies? No, because the companies just raise their price and get rich off of it while we suffer. Let me go ahead and keep reading. Let's get back to the Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. His eyes are secretly set against us so-called minorities because he wants to take us out. He doesn't believe that our services are no longer needed. They've already got the country to where they would like to have it. So they don't really need us anymore. So they're thinking, yeah, let's get rid of all of the people that we've deemed unworthy of life, I guess. Like, this is Jacob's trouble, guys. Our services are no longer needed. I'm about to get fired from my job too. They're getting ready to fire me from my job too. I taught the whole fucking company. You know what they did? You know what they told me? We don't give a fuck. He said, this company don't give a shit about you or anything that you've done. They told me that on Thursday. On Thursday, they came down from the main office to tell me that they don't fucking care about me. There's only 3 black guys out there on the job site. Me, my son, and his friend. And who they got off the side? They got his friend up the street off the side telling him, we're going to fire your ass. And they got me up the street up the other side telling me they're going to fire my ass. I am the senior foreman out there. I've been out there for 20 plus years, but they don't give a shit about, and I don't even make the most. The white people make more than me still. They don't give a shit about me or anything that I've done. So we're coming into Jacob's trouble. And that goes right back into verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, worthlessness. Worthlessness. Counted with no value. So, but what is his eyes are privately set against the poor. Right? His eyes are privately set against the poor. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. So secretly, they want us dead. But their eyes are always set against us to oppress us in any way they can. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And so how do they draw you into the net? Well, pretty soon, just be outside. Just be outside and you've broken the law, which goes right into black codes. And who enforced the black codes? It tells you on every sheriff vehicle proudly serving since 1865. What was the sheriff called in 1864? They were called slave patrol. But to enforce black codes, because there was no more slavery, they had to change the name to sheriff, to police the black people. Why do you think cops and so-called black people hate each other to this day? Because they were created as a slave patrol. So proudly serving since 1865 is proudly privately setting his eyes against us, privately trying to keep us stuck in a certain position. So verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. That net is his trap. So, and they got a lot of traps. You know, you got the child support trap. You've got the interest rate trap. So you could be a slave to interest. You've got redlining. You can't really buy a nice house. And if you do buy a nice house, you have to pay twice as much interest, twice as much everything for the house as the person next to you. You can't figure out how the white person seems to be doing so well, but you're struggling in the same place. It's because they secretly are trying to take you out. Verse 10, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Who are the strong ones? Well, I just showed you. All of his government officials that he sends out against you. Let's keep going. He hath said in his heart, in his mind, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Now, we all know that's a fucking lie. So, yeah, the Most High forgot us. He set his face, he will not see it. That's funny. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 23, starting in verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So, yeah, that's not true either. He thinks that the Most High has turned his back and he doesn't see. He's looking at you 10,000 times stronger than what the sun can produce. So, yeah, he knows all about what you're doing, and he knows more than we do. We only see what you're doing. He knows what your next move is. He knows what you think you're going to do next, because the king's heart is in Yahweh's hand. So Yahweh's doing all this. If there's not evil in the world, have I not done it? Come on, people. Let me keep going. Verse 12, arise, O Yahweh, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn God? And he hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. So he's saying he's not going to be judged. He thinks in his mind that the Most High is never going to judge him for his actions. That's why he's saying he doesn't see it. He's forgotten about these Israelites. He turned his back on the Israelites. That's what he's trying to tell you. That's a big fat lie. Break thou the arm of the wicked, and the evil man seek out his wickedness till thou found none. Grind him into powder, Father, until there is nothing left of this person. Grind him into powder, Father. Make him extinct. Verse 16. Lord, Yahweh is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. So he's going to take you out. Yahweh, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear. Because we have eyes to see and ears to hear. Blessed is that man. We already went over that. And what do we have eyes to see and ears to hear? Verse 18, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. So this man on the earth is going to no more oppress when Yahweh gets done with him. In fact, let's go back over to, we're going to close out with 2nd Ezra chapter 11, and we're going to go to verse 42 and close out with this, because he is going to this and Obadiah, but he's definitely going to he's definitely going to receive his judgment. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 11 verse 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hath cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. So went and destroyed places that had nothing to do with you, just for the sake of destruction. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and the pride of the mighty. And thy pride unto the mighty. Salakia. So he's saying that your wickedness has reached heaven. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilling. So Yahweh's abominations, the wicked's abominations have been fulfilled, and they have reached up to heaven. The wickedness of the Edomites has reached up to heaven. And this is the beautiful part. I want to show you guys something. It says that, in fact, let's get 45. I really want to read Obadiah first, but let's get 45. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle. The eagle. What's that eagle represent? Therefore appear no more, thou eagle. That's the representation of our oppressor. And also, That eagle represents the judgment that Yahweh put against us. That eagle is judgment. That's why it's on all of our oppressors' flags. Nor thy horrible wings. So let's read that again. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious head, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. That's beautiful. The whole eagle's going to be taken out. The wings. Now, I'm going to break this down kind of just out of my own vain imagination really quick, because I'm seeing something here. And so I'm just going to, like I said, this is just a kind of my own vain imagination. Let's just call it that at this moment. But it says, therefore appear no more, thou eagle, thy horrible wings. What does the government have? It has a left wing and a right wing. The right and the left, those are the wings of the government. Nor thy wicked feathers. The wicked feathers are all these fucking Congress workers that are helping this government system stay afloat. Nor thy malicious head. Who's the head? That is the leader of this hateful organization. Nor thy hurtful claws. The claws represent the military. Nor all thy vain body. And those are the people that are joined with that system. Okay, so they're all getting taken out. That all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. So this vein, so it's saying like that we can all be refreshed and go back to a righteous life. But in verse 45, it really goes into tearing that eagle down. And I'm going to show you, even in Obadiah, it says the same thing. And starting verse 10, for thy, and verse 1 tells you this is all about Edom. In fact, in verse 8 it says, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? So this is, I'm reading this to show you that it's talking about these damn, dirty, disgusting Edomites. Now listen. Verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Taman, shall be dismayed, and to the end of every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So it's telling you, by slaughter. Why? Why are we cutting you off? Why can't you get it? Why are you so wicked? Why? What made you so? I mean, you're the wicked of the earth. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So when you go into Genesis, I think it's 27, the blessing of the sword was given to Esau. And then in Job 9:24 it says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. How do the wicked live? They live by the sword. What is the sword? The sword of destruction. And by thy sword shalt thou live. So it says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So you were violent against Jacob, Esau, unto this day. You still haven't been judged for all of your actions against us. So let's keep reading. Going down to verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. And if you jump down to, let's just keep reading. For as you have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as they had not been. Okay? That is beautiful. So that means that they're going to be extinct. Don't believe me? Let's skip up to verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph shall be a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, because that's what stubble is kindling, and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. So all of these Edomites that you see right now, all happy and smiling, thinking that they've won, all of these Edomites are are actually going to not remain. They're going to be extinct. There's nothing that anybody can ever do to save them either. And I am super happy about that. I think we've exhausted the point. This is a message to Trump. He wants to put martial law in our communities. He wants to trap us up. He wants to take us out completely. And their desire is to kill us. So Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. And that's what this all comes down to. So he's not going to stop. He's going to continue until Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai comes and saves us.